This week's episode is sponsored by Helio Gas Detection.
Hey everybody, this is Rich from the Metal Cell podcast. I'm delighted to welcome Stag to the green room in Fred's, even though it's red. How are you boys?
Hello, Richie, how are you?
Yeah, great to have you on the show once again.
It feels like it's been a while.
Yeah, but like we're here for a proper reason tonight, because not only are you launching your single, there's more news. When's the album coming out? It's March, is it?
April.
Okay, great stuff. So,
I think we're settled on, early April, we'll say that.
Okay. But so you came to Cork and it released the single
Of
tonight.
course.
Yeah. Sold out show, Dead Cult as well. I have to give the lads a shout out there.
Yeah.
It's fantastic to fucking see that they're selling out every show, you know. And off the back of the Limerick appearance last week, how did it go?
Oh, it was really, really good. I was surprised it was, I suppose, so well attended, because it was January. I think we only announced it within a month. But yeah, it was just brilliant. Like, so many people showed up, so many people bought merch. We played the entire new EP.
Start to finish?
In its entirety.
Nice one, okay.
We
So
might
are
do it
you doing
tonight.
the same?
Yeah, probably.
Okay.
Yeah.
Give it away. This will be out a long time.
Yeah.
Yes, we are.
Yes.
Let's go into it, because there's no point in fucking talking about your past history and all that shit. People know all about you at this stage. So Mountain Breaker, let's talk about the title first of all. You're another nod to mountains and stuff. That's what you're about, isn't it?
We're mountain men.
You're mountain folk.
Yeah.
We're cowboys.
So there's no title Mountain Breaker, or is there one coming through next release?
Song title?
Yeah.
No, so that's just the EP.
Yeah.
I suppose in my mind it was kind of the antithesis of the album. It's I speak for myself, I'm really proud of the album, but it's definitely during a difficult time with other things, and this is kind of just expelling all that. It's a continuation as well.
Okay. Yeah.
And from the story that Matt put out, where, everything dies in the end.
Yeah, well, it does, in fairness. That's just a fact. But it's definitely the follow on from the album. And I think in other ways it's like, I don't know, it's there was so much work involved in both pieces, but what I think was fundamentally different with this was that we got to play each of these tracks live beforehand, because we wrote and pre-produced and did all that for Call of the Mountain, like following the pandemic, so it was all sort of put together during lockdowns.
Yeah.
We got to play some of those tracks, and I think the standout tracks are the ones we got to hone live.
Yeah.
But some of the ones where I'd love to get a chance to do another quick re-edit or another revision on, those are the ones that didn't get the outing that the others got. So this time round we got to do a full, and I think we have a really consistently long EP.
Just under album length?
That's 29 minutes something.
Yeah. I'm sure the single we released today is 8 minutes long.
Yeah.
Stupid. Yeah. So we haven't learned any lessons.
No,
Everything we do is stupid.
we definitely took longer on these songs though. Like, we had them for a good 9 months.
Yeah.
And like, after playing the gig, we come back and say, okay, let's change this part, let's change it.
Yeah, that's what I was
someone
going
writing things
to
like
say to you. Like, you trial them in front of an audience and check out their reactions as well. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Well,
like
Oh, sorry, go on.
we had like one part into singles. It's like, okay, there's something that needs to change, and that is going on too long, and then we change it up, and now I think it's perfect.
Oh yeah, it's good. Yeah, and if you
Yeah.
you feedback on the energy, like when
Yeah.
you're playing it live, and you know yourself. You know when you're playing it for someone else. You don't need them to come around and say, "Jesus, playing that too long." You can feel it.
Okay.
Because you can feel what way they're reacting to it.
Sure.
And I think like even the timing with the grants that we got, because we got the Arts Council grant for the album, we got the Arts Council grant for this EP, but when we got it for the album, it was the pandemic. We were trying to play as many gigs as we could, but there weren't any. We were all working from home or not working, whatever we were doing. and it was just one of those. We had Bloodstock. We came back for a week. I had to quarantine after Bloodstock.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
And I was like, oh, the deadline for this is the end of this week. Okay, let's not sleep or eat or do anything. Let's just put together the strongest statement for why we should get funding to do an album.
Because there was a lot of drama with that. I remember coming on the show talking to me about that. It was fucking like a lot of stuff to.
There is a lot of work, yeah. You can't. I don't think you can just sort of like on a whim do it. Like you have to put in you have to evidence it. You have to make it really hard not to give the money over to do it. And this time around, we have
should have been easier, yeah.
Well, it certainly. I think probably the evidence from the previous thing. So it's like, look, we got this money, we did this with it successfully, and this is what we grew from it. So it's we're able to say the same thing. Like realistically, we should be able to do the same thing with this. But the difference was this time around we had already written songs, fully worked through them.
Yeah, that was the smart way to do it.
Yeah, did 2 strings of back-to-back shows playing all of these songs, and then went back and did pre-production. So we were able to hyper focus in on the little details for these songs and really think about it. And I think that really shows. Like I think there's a certain maturity on this that we didn't have.
Yeah. Like you need name songs now, but like. Do you think when looking back on Call of the Mountain, was there some songs there that could have done with being played live a few times more, and would it have made any difference to the album?
100%. I won't name them, but there's ones that we got
that's
down the week before the studio.
Yeah.
Because we got the Arts Council in December. There's lockdown in January. You had COVID. We only February we practiced. February and March we did that whole album.
Yeah.
And another month I think it would have been.
Yeah. Sure, part of it was written in the studio. What's the last track? Jesus Christ, my memory's going to shit. But like the very last song that we kind of put that together as I was tracking it.
Whoa.
So little time.
Yeah.
And that's another thing there as well. I mean, like December is such a hard time to start things off, but effectively when you get the grant, so in December you get it. It starts in January. You're supposed to be finished your project and send in all of your results by the following December.
Okay.
But December is such a hard time of year, especially during the pandemic. We started it off and immediately we're like, earliest we can get the studio is April.
Yeah.
And that still didn't give us enough time to do all the promo and stuff that
I suppose you're relying on Aidan Cunningham's schedule as well, aren't you?
Yeah, that's
yeah. Well, thankfully he's easy to work with, and it's like he knows what he's doing. So
well, 100% that. Like, but he was always going to do this one, was he?
Oh yeah. We had such a good time last time.
Okay.
And this time we stayed relatively close, whereas before we were commuting as well, so we couldn't get anywhere to stay.
Okay.
Which made it a lot easier.
Yeah, she's fair play, and then Colin's artwork as well, fabulous.
Really happy with that.
Each one just gets better and better.
It does. Yeah. This certainly, the term jaw dropping, but like it was just going fucking hell, like it's. And because it's Stag and the whole aspect, and that's the first thing I thought of was just the merch on that alone.
It's gonna look good in the vinyl, that's all I'll say.
Yeah, and no, there you go. So I've just gone to that. So the length of the EP will perfectly suit a vinyl release then.
Yeah.
Which is happening.
Which may or when does come now? But it's happening. There's also some extra art he did on the inlay as well.
No
looks
way.
Amazing. It's like that would have been the album cover either. Like we've got 2 of them in
That's
one.
great.
This is one of those like moments. I think when we have that in our hand, it's like realizing boyhood dreams.
Yeah, of course. It's just a fucking reoccurring theme in the podcast. When bands strive to get to that final release, and ultimately, I haven't heard anybody fucking moan about it once they have it in their hands. You know what I mean? It's just this fucking,
It's digital is nice, but like you need to have it physically.
Yeah, of course. Are you going to go into much of a rabbit hole with? Obviously, the lyrics will be on it. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
They're on the inlay.
Yeah. Did you take anything maybe from Slug's album release with liner notes or anything like that? Did you see it?
I didn't see it. I was in there either.
They thanked everybody on it.
I seen the thank.
Did you see that? Yeah.
I did see that, but we've known to thank other than ourselves, really. So.
Yeah.
So there's no tunes going to be thanked.
I didn't thank Steve because I just thought
it was a given.
I just thanked Daragh.
Yeah.
We'd have dedicated. I was thinking of doing some thanks, but it's just so long. Like everyone knows that we thanked him. That's all.
Yeah, I know that, but as I said, it was just so fucking good to see what the slogan
See,
did
it was
on
like,
that, you know?
it was like paragraphs long. Like
Yeah.
Nearly every album I've done since I was like 16, I always thank my dogs.
Yeah.
I always have to give them a
There you
little.
go.
Yeah.
So like we'll just go briefly through it. Summoner, the first song, I would say really fucking basic. Grey Stag, the riffs, the singing, everything, you know, straight up. Yeah, that's a good start to the songs. Or a good start to the EP, I should say. Again, it's a no-brainer live. It's an easy one to play live. Yeah.
Well, if you're not singing it, yeah.
If you're not singing it, yeah. Give yourself breaks in between.
No, I haven't learned any
No,
of this.
for fuck's sake, man. It's still the same. But
No, that's absolutely one of those tracks where I can like start getting red spots in my eyes and stuff
Yeah.
when we're up on stage.
the whole point of that one was just the slow builds and just constantly building. You think it's going and just that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Very Cult of Luna inspired, definitely.
okay, right, yeah.
In
Now
time,
that you
like
say it,
that,
yeah. Okay, fair
And
enough.
that's the one that was actually written when we were recording the album. Wrote most of that, like just noodling around when those two were messing things up. So.
Riff was around a long time.
Yeah.
That one especially for me is very important because I actually used my late dad's Baron on it.
Okay,
So the kind of
class.
intro is a kind of Baron section at the start. So like
Nice.
that's live is kind of tricky, but
Yeah.
we got there.
Okay, very good. Hellbringer, classic Stag. I love it. I absolutely love it. Certainly the middle section where you go fucking not quite that, but it's close. Double bass drums. I was waiting for them to come in.
A couple of little blast beats here and there.
There was blast beats,
Sprinkle
but
the correct.
yeah.
It's interesting you say Dead because I was literally saying the bass line part, take that from Dead.
Oh yeah, that's like right out of Spirit Crush.
That's Spirit Crush.
100%, yeah.
I
And
could
just
like
that
to do that
fucking
for ages.
sexy lick.
Yeah.
You know. So, and like, would we be wrong for laughing when it came in? No, not at all. I just said that is a fuck, and I'm guaranteed that'll be the reaction with loads of people that like your stuff. So it's like, yeah, here we go, yeah.
Exactly, and then like we were just chilling out, and you woke up one day and said, "I have an idea," and you came
Well,
in.
a lot of the fills and stuff on the EP, they came to me in dreams, if that makes any sense. Not to go too David Lynch, but like when you're between sleep and
playing
wake,
with red
I
wine
come up with weird little fills and stuff, like half a college born on the fills, and like, oh, that'd be great. Jot that down, leave myself a little voice note, like, do this, and then, you know, when you speak Drumlish, it makes perfect sense. But to a normal person, like, he's having trouble.
But like that's a great track for you, you know.
I think all the tracks are really strong drummers.
Yeah, 100%. Now, Blessington Maid.
Yes.
Okay. So this was a nice surprise. You gave me the heads up, in fairness. So like, when I listened to it, I was going, this is kind of fucking like, okay, so there's a trad element, there's that traditional tune. Like, there's also, you fucking already turned it into the Star Spangled Banner by Jimi Hendrix, like, you know what I mean? This is like, what the fuck? Very interesting.
Yeah.
Very interesting. I would say brave. I would say, I myself, I welcome it, even though I talked to you later, went, did you miss a trick with maybe putting in maybe bodhrans or fiddles and stuff like that as well?
We were thinking like that, but we also wanted it so we could do it live. So that's why we decided the drones are on the bass.
Yes. Yeah.
But yeah, the second part of it, we were kind of humming on what to do for this because I wanted to do something.
Yeah.
And I was looking at old trad songs to do with Wicklow and stuff like that. And Darragh's from Blessington. We're all around the Blessington Lakes where we're from.
Yeah. Okay.
So that one came up, and it wasn't. I seen Oxen. It's Rady Pete's other band from Lancome, and they do trad songs too, but like really heavy, dark, lots of synth and drone. It's like, yeah, that's it. Just play it again with synth and stuff. So I got a synth pedal on and just ripped it.
It's a nice section in relation to where, you know, there should be a gap in an EP, you know, just to take a breather and you know, works perfectly. I was just wondering also, like, did you fuck around with acoustic guitars at the start, and did they come in or drop? Or
we had an acoustic guitar there. We also contacted a harp player, but then when we were talking with them, they were even like, "What do you want us to do?" And we're like, "We don't know."
Yeah.
So we just kind of felt it around it and just did it kind of not in the studio. We had a few tests around it before, but just kind of stuck with that and kept it more that we could recreate it as well.
Yes, yeah, well, and that's the key with G, isn't it, really, as a 3-piece, like, just that it has to fucking sound good live, and if you can't play it live, fuck it, what's the point? Like,
Exactly, yeah.
Good, okay. The single and video came out today, Cauldron Born. It's my favourite song of the EP. Great choice as a single. Fucking hell, like, the riffing in that, and there's some fantastic sections in it. Like, how hard was that to write, or did it?
That probably went through the most iterations.
Of course,
That's the longest song. That I think we kind of put that together just after the album was finished. So that's been around the longest. Like we've been playing that live for nearly about a year.
Yeah, I recognised it live. Yeah,
Yeah, I think
Changed
there was a lot
a
of
little
work had to go into fitting it together tonally. So like its frequency range is huge on it, which I think is why Blessed and Made going into it works on the EP, because it's so much bigger than the tracks before it.
Mm-hmm.
So rather than me eclipsing them, it just becomes like a delayed gratification type of thing where you get this brief pause and then bang, it's huge. Playing it live was initially so tricky because it was like so densely loud and heavy.
It's just so low.
Yeah, because it's all down, and like I'm using almost exclusively my low A on the bass, and it's just
I'm using drop A with an octave on it, so it's just
So
on stage sounded like mush. That's what actually pushes you get the inner system for Daragh, so you can hear what we're doing,
What's happening.
which helped.
and it's so like that took a lot of work to make sure that all of the parts in it are differentiated, because when you have low notes like that, they need longer for each note to be like articulated and for you to hear them. But it's not a super fast track, but it's faster than that allows. So we needed to really work on what way it evolved from piece to piece. So like that's like I think the thing we spent the longest on was that chorus riff, that to make sure that each part of that didn't become a mush, and that's where the live play really helped, especially our time with Iron Altar.
Yeah.
So we played that each night.
Okay.
And it was just making sure that really each section stood out and deserved to be there. And then following that, then we took it back to the room and we said, right, well, here's where we need to chop this, here's where we need to change it. The drums are the absolute key to keeping each of those sections.
Yeah.
And that was definitely like one that I remember even recording, because purposely tried to write something just not all the time, just a bit slow. And like listen back and it's I don't know, will I even send this to the lads? And I did, and then Daragh goes, I have an idea, and then these rolling drums on it, because the guitar isn't doing much, neither is the bass at the start, it's just low, but the drums are just
it is actually
pushing it really. And then the whole end section is, I love playing that live. It's so much fun.
Yes.
Just keeps decreasing and just getting longer, and everything's all falling apart. It's super heavy.
and the video for that we
that was with
filmed that. We recorded that in December. December, and we decided to go inside this time. In the Presentation Arts Centre in Enniscorthy. Brilliant venue. The crew there were really nice and like got anything we wanted.
I had this when I was watching it today for the first time, and I saw you set up there, and I saw the stained glass behind you, and I'm there going, please don't be straightforward. Normal fucking song now, because like Crows lads will be fucking trying to track you down and beat the shit out of you, you know what I mean? And then like it's fucking class, it's so good. How did you come up with that? Like just the script alone exists, like it's just brilliant. The humor is there. There's ye essentially as musicians that are there as well, and then there's this fucking crazy situation as you're just dropping out into voids, like, you know, it's brilliant. Like.
The voids were so good. That was from. We had a vague idea. Well, kind of. Well, Matt got this stupid big amp.
So I won't take credit for the entire video. But I won't say that anyone else deserves any credit.
He just said, "What about we use my big amp case that I got?" Because
that was the genesis of the idea.
And it's like, no, we're not using that. It's stupid. And then we came up with an idea. It's like, we'll have to use this big amp case, won't we?
It's huge.
So the whole Cauldron Born thing is, it's ancient zombies of Irish myth is what I found, that like they come from in there in Cauldron, and I think you had the idea of they all get mixed together or whatever, or I can't remember if that was Blasted Eden. You did the artwork, which will be out soon for a t-shirt artwork. But that was over pints before the last day of recording the EP, which is silly, but we had a lot of pints, fleshed it all out, And it's supposed, I don't know if you can tell, it's supposed to be like you touch the cauldron, you see what you want from life, and you jump in and get absorbed.
The humour there.
Yeah. It's I laugh every time I see Daragh that his dream is just to play his PSP.
Yeah, I just think that was funny.
And where did you source the costumes? They're probably in your wardrobes anyway. You kind of got great dress sense.
They all just own Drew outfits. That's normal, right? Isn't it? Isn't that cool?
all the creature bits we went to Dara's like bring any weird hands you have.
Okay, I have
I got a
dinosaur model coming out of my spare room wall, and like I'll just use that.
Brilliant.
Yeah. No, that's the thing.
I love the whole stirring of the thing. That was so fucking funny.
So you would come up with Cauldron Born as an idea from Mech Warrior because you're a super dork.
Yeah.
And then I was thinking to the Irish mythology of it. That is where that name had come from, but it was a real bastardization of the original idea. The idea was that it wasn't Balor, was it? No, one of the old Arcturas had a cauldron from which you couldn't go hungry. So if you came and you ate, but then there was this idea of the Nav Marv, who would never die, and they were part of his army. So if you, my idea was that you gained eternal life. You gained eternal life by sucking from the cauldron, but it was a cursed eternal life because you got sucked into the cauldron. You were eternal life, because you were all this big pile of flesh suit. And that was the idea there. So and then we came up with the hubris thing when we were sitting outside on the Shannon in our home.
And
second pints.
Yeah, the Guinness as well. Like so, fucking, it was really worked out well.
Yeah. And yeah, like I credit to Angel for doing it because I think I lured him in by saying the plan. Like obviously inspiration from like Mastodon, Red Fang, big inspiration.
Yeah, Red Fang.
And Gnome if you see them. And I say, no, we want to do a bit of green screen work and this VFX stuff, Gnome style. I know he likes them. He's like, yeah, brilliant, I'll do that. Then he's like, never do this again. It's so much work. I think it looks amazing. Like
it is. It's a fantastic thing to have.
It's right in that cusp of like B movie ish.
That's 80s horror kind of thing.
I think the Red Fang is spot on actually there. That sense of humour as well. Like and you're renowned for that humour anyway as a band. So like.
You haven't drunk from your car.
Full of duck juice. You all know this juice.
So, like, looking at this release, how do you feel you've evolved yourselves as musicians?
I've regressed.
You've regressed, okay.
I'm joking.
Yeah.
Very proud.
Yeah. But how, like, do you know, like, have you all are you still learning shit, like, with as musicians?
Constantly,
Definitely, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, go forward, you go backwards.
Yeah.
And as well, this whole EP was playing a bit less as well and letting things breathe more. Like that kind of stuff. As well, I'm playing, like tonight will be the second time I'm doing a 2-amp setup now, trying to fill the same live as well.
Okay. That's interesting.
From that as well, If Alex can do it from 2, it's like, I'm sure anyone can. So.
Yes, yeah. I'd be looking forward to hear the results of that. Like. What about you, Matt? Did you look at any different styles of vocals for any of this, or you were kind of just?
No, I had some ideas in my mind. I've always wanted to be the now very much not a good person vocalist of Neurosis. So I'm just trying to fill out my CV to take over that role in the future. But no, it's I think for me the biggest thing was pulling back on the bass in order to emphasize when it's in there. So this is the first time we have sections in any of our songs where the bass drops out completely in order to come back in. And I think like that was something that I wanted to put in there in order to, because if we're getting denser in sound, Steve's putting in 2 guitars. We need to do something to keep that dynamic element. So that was the thing. So like for me, Summoner was the longest running one on my side for tweaking and getting it perfect, because it's building so slowly. The bass never plays the same thing for 2 bars in a row for the whole damn thing. And then the vocals, I've written different lyrics for each of the verses. I have to remember them all.
It's okay. It's that side of it as well.
But no, it's like it is a challenging one to play, and then yeah, so like it's so funny because Cauldron Born is the break for me, where I get a moment to like catch a breath, before we unleash it.
And vocal contributions, do you get in any of it?
Do we do any gang vocals for this one?
No.
Not in the recording.
We did on the
Well,
album,
I'm doing the echoed vocals and some of them are live now.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
So there's a
fair
few
enough.
live things I'm chipping in to again keep it, because it's a very, I suppose, bare bones song. You need all the bits on it that we recorded, so
Yeah.
which is another fun thing to add to doing it. I've got to remember lyrics too now.
Yeah, that's why I'm laughing, like, because I'm sure in the past one of Matt has missed lyrics. I've seen him laughing. You know what I mean? He's just like, okay. But that's brilliant then, lads. Congratulations on a fantastic EP. I can't wait for everybody else to hear it. Mountain Breaker is out in April, and the single is out now, Cauldron Born, and just onwards and upwards for the Stag.
There
Thanks.
might be another single in March.
Okay,
would say.
there might be.
Secret might be.
Yeah, and of course who'd you get to do the merch actually for you this year?
The merch. So Blasted Eden.
Blasted Eden. Okay.
Who usually does the Siege merch.
Yeah.
So she has done. I don't know if it's been. No, it hasn't been shared online yet. Maybe by the time this comes out, it will.
Okay.
But we're doing definitely T-shirts, but most of our effort's going into the vinyl, so we might
That's fair
do
enough.
anything bigger. We'll see what the demand is like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Obviously more.
Okay. You've got standards, like.
Yeah.
Linked up there, So that's it, lads. Daragh, Steve, Matt, thanks a million for coming on the show.
Thanks so much.
Thanks for having us.
Great, and wish you nothing but success with the new EP. Cheers, boys.
Thank you.
Cool.